There's only one station, the most music station.
RTM Radio. RTM
Now
Radio.
live from Cinnamon City in downtown Gunter, Texas. Now live from Cinnamon City in downtown Gunter, Texas, it's the Rand the Man Show.
Oh, let me tell you something. I am so sick of Washington and all its works and all them politicians down there and them congressmen and the congressmen. Boy, I'll bet you won't find none of them congressmen turning down their electric blankets tonight. Because if they did, their secretaries would get up and go home. Oh, Readers, the Democrats is doing the whole... The Democrats, and you put them in there. That's the face you had on you when you come back in the polls. Well, the Democrats' way of running this country is to go tell us all how we ought to make sacrifices. God, they're great on that stuff. But they're all going to have us over the hill to the poorhouse. We ain't going to be able to drive over there because we ain't got no gas, so we're going to have to walk it.
The Reader's Digest says walking is very good for you.
Oh, ain't that lovely? The Reader's Digest can always put a little joy into poverty. Listen, my whole point is this whole thing with the energy and everything. This is all a conspiracy, don't you know that? It's a conspiracy there. Listen. For years, all our lives, they've been telling us to go out and buy stuff that use energy. You know, all electrical stuff. They got electric toasters, electric ovens, electric stove, electric stereo, electric TV, electric race, electric hair blower, electric knives, electric every damn thing. Not to mention the cars. And now, after all the big corporations there make the billions and billions of dollars worth of profits, signals, wham, they're changed. And after telling us for years that we can't live without this junk, now they tell us that we gotta live without it. The country is going straight into the dumper.
Just what exactly is it you're trying to say?
Playing the best music hits.
All systems are go, Apollo 8. Thank you.
The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down at the big lake.
Oh, I thought I'd give a little dedication to the 29 men whom the church bell rang 29 times. For all those guys on the Edmund Fitzgerald, it sank just not too low. What was it, this week? Not too long ago, just a few days back. How many years ago was that? You'd think I'd pay attention to this shit. I celebrate it every year by playing this song. Oh, well. Anyways, hi. What's going on, everybody?
Nothing. Karen in the chat room, she has a song request. So we're going to have to sing it because we're not going to get it ready in time.
Yeah,
ready?
Karen, what
3,
are you talking about? I'm not
2,
singing it. No,
1.
I won't.
Summers.
No, I won't.
Summers.
I won't sing
There's
it.
a modern cruising family from the town of Cincy. They are out to Bozo's history. From the... When you're with the Summers, have a giggly wiggly do time.
A wiggly woo time. We'll all be gay like Dave.
We want you on a cruise.
Summers, meet the Summers. They're a modern cruising family. From the town of Cincy, they are out to Bozo's history. Let's cruise with the truckers on the ship through the courtesy of Brett James trip. When you're with the Summers, have a giggly wiggly do time, a giggly woo time. We'll all be gay like Dave.
Giggles!
We'll all be gay like Dave.
Giggles!
I'm Pat, Dave Summers. I'm Pat, and we'll all be gay like Dave.
Bill Weaver and the Highway Rules with the Yankee and the Brit and the RTM Radio Network. Bill, I got to tell you, you're right, man. That dude is Carl Massey.
He's kicking it.
Wicked guitar, buddy, I'm telling you. That's what I like, too, about most country songs is a guitar. You can always hear some bad guitar in there, even if it's bass, lead, rhythm, whatever. Love a good guitar, man. And there's also nothing better than good sax, but...
I love some good sax.
But a lot of bands don't have a sax in them, which I think a saxophone has a lot of bad...
Oh, you're talking about... Oh, okay.
Bad vibes in a good way, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying. How's everybody? Hello, Darren and Laura.
Yes.
Christine, the Truckin' Roundup crew is here.
Andrew.
Michelle. Hello,
Mouth
Michelle.
Almighty. Brenda.
Yes, hi, Brenda. Sanford. Dude, I don't know what your problem is, man. I'm sorry you have such a hard time trying to keep tuned in. I wish I could help you with it. Have no clue what the problem is. You got the Spreaker app, right? You downloaded that to your phone? Because that'll make all the difference in the world if you didn't.
Can't hear you.
What? Hello? Sanford!
Hey, look, and Karen's in the chat room. 2 minutes late she was. We'll note that down, won't we?
Hello, Karen.
Who else is in the chat? The Daves are here.
Nice to see all you guys here. Bill Weaver, of course, hanging out there waiting to get his load off. Ron.
And there was me thinking, a Bill Weaver song. Maybe he's playing it in English just for me. But no. Didn't understand a word he was singing.
Nope, and there's our own Larry the Lido Lizard in here. Hi, Larry. Larry's here for the best show ever.
It is. This will be the best so far.
Mr. Dave and Mrs. Dave, the illustrious, wondrous Mrs. Dave.
What we're going to do, Larry, is next Saturday, Country Saturday night, I'm going to go searching in my little box of goodies, and I'm going to find the second half of your list of songs that you sent me in the mail. And then we are going to make Larry the bestest show ever, ever, ever. Next Saturday on the Country Saturday night, Larry is going to have the bestest show ever, isn't he?
Yeah.
Say yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Abso-freaking-lutely. So I'm going to be digging out that letter, the second page of that first letter.
Okay, then. And hello, Joseph Graham, by the way. Just want to make sure I get everybody covered so far.
Look at that look. Mouth almighty, she's going to ditch us for Dateline again.
We're done at 10, so she can have all the Dateline she wants.
I guess.
Dateline. TV.
And Dave's going to be joining us at 8 p.m. for the Lido Lounge. You can ask him any cruise-related questions, or you can ask him what colour his turd is. We don't care. Just ask him anything, really. There's Dave, look. Yes, not Dave, Larry. Yeah, we're going to give you an awesome, awesome show next Saturday. You guys want to tune in.
The best show ever.
Yeah, it'll be the bestest show ever for Larry.
Abso-friggin' positively.
That's the word.
Positively, absolutely, positively. I think that's how I say it.
Yeah, abso-friggin' posit... What did you say? Abso-friggin' positutely.
No, Laura said that. I didn't. Abso-friggin' positutely. And I always say abso-potly positut... No. Absolutely, positively. I had to think about it a minute.
Hey, and Larry, if you can get Dave to record you on his phone, record you making a few little promos for our little show, and we'll play them next Saturday. Because Larry would sound so cool, wouldn't he, in a little promo?
Oh, Christine leaves at 9. She must be on Eastern time.
Is she really?
That's why she misses the last hour. 10 her time, 9 our time. So we'll actually get a Chrisless show here at the last hour. It'll be nice and quiet.
This shit just got sexy. A mouth almighty-less show. It's almost as good as a Dave list.
Of course it's okay, Larry. Send all the list you want. Send anything. Any of you guys, write out your song list and mail it in. We love to get mail.
Yes, I could not believe it. I got a letter in the mail from Larry. It's quite a few months ago. A letter in the mail.
I prefer female.
Because shut up. People don't put stuff in the mail these days, like letters. So it was so cool. And he sent us this big, huge, ginormous keyring, which is hanging right up there, Larry.
It is?
Grab me the keyring so I can just read what it says.
What are we talking about?
The big, tall, long one there.
The big, tall, long one. This
that one, yeah.
I can't get it out of there. It's clear on the back of the list.
Oh, well, anyway, it says, I can read it from here in the light. Property of Larry Vox.
Yeah, he scratched off the last girl's name, though, and put your name on there.
So that keyring is just going to be with... And it's a shit kicker on the other side.
He's a shit kicker, come
Yeah,
on.
so that keyring is going to be with me forever. And we had this little letter in the mail off Larry with it as well. And I was quite surprised that it said on the envelope, do not bend. I was like thinking, are we supposed to bend that bloody thing? He got me laughing. Better than that bloody clock, anyway. So, yeah, we actually had a letter in the mail with song requests. It was just the coolest.
Listen, I have an important announcement.
What?
Bill Weaver's 7 Ps. Piss poor planning promotes piss poor performance.
Correct. What's he talking about?
Well, how do I know? I'm just reading what I see. Me, I like to say, be the job big or small, do it right or not at all. So there you go.
I just say, do it now!
Yeah. Don't I know that for a fact? Let's move along here and do some tunage because that's what we do.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by The Best Things in Life, which are still free with minimum purchase at participating dealers.
Thank you very much, man. God bless you. I'll take care.
You know, I don't think this show is suitable for children.
I don't think this show is suitable for anybody.
Unbelievable. That's right. Unbelievable. Yankee and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network, and Diamond Rio. Let me just take a second to remind everybody that the JBC charity is only 15 days away from its cutoff for the Wreaths Across America campaign. Honor a veteran by placing a wreath. For every 2 wreaths bought, 1 is donated. 100% tax-deductible receipt is given at the checkout. So make sure you get a hold of the JBC charity and check them out. And check them out here on Wednesday at 8 o'clock, the JBC Charity Spotlight. So thought I'd fill you in with that and let you know what's going on. You guys carrying on over here, having some fun. I see Dale. Welcome.
Hello.
He's another Lido lounger.
Hello.
Dale O'Donnell, and he wanna go home. Hi, Cheryl. What's going on there, good looking? Truckin', Cheryl. Chicken truck, Cheryl. I don't even know what the hell that's got to do with anything.
You'll have to play Dale's song for Dale.
Dale-o. Dale O'Donnell, and he wanna go home. Dale.
Is it Dale, is it Dale, is it Dale, is it Dale, is it Dale?
He's Dale O'Donnell, man, he wanna go home. 6 inch, 7 inch, 8 inch knob. He's Dale O'Donnell, and he wanna go home.
Come, Mr. Randy Man, bring Dale a banana.
He's Dale O'Donnell, and he wanna go home.
Only right here you get it live. Come, Mr. Yankee Pants, Donna wants a sausage. 6 inch, 7 inch.
You want the 8 inch knob. You have to go somewhere else beside your own home.
Dale-o, he's Dale O'Donnell and he wants to go home. Dale, he's a 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 Dale. He's Dale O'Donnell and he wants to go home. Toke all night on a doobie and rub. He's Dale O'Donnell and he wants to go home. Post those silly post to Donna Rodeo.
He's Dale O'Donnell and he wanna go home.
Come, Mr. Randy Man, bring Dale a banana.
He's Dale O'Donnell and he wanna go home.
Come, Mr. Randy Man, bring Dale a banana.
He's Dale O'Donnell and he wanna go home.
6 inch, 7 inch, 8 inch, oh!
He's Dale O'Donnell and he wanna go home.
6 inch, 7 inch, 8 inch knob.
He's Dale O'Donnell and he wants to go home.
Dale-o, Dale-o.
He's Dale O'Donnell and he wanna go home.
Dale, he's a Dale, he's a Dale, he's a Dale.
O'Donnell and he wanna go home.
Beautiful Dan with a ripe banana.
He's Dale O'Donnell and he wanna go home.
Hide the deadly big bad banana.
He's Dale O'Donnell and he wanna go home.
6 inch, 7 inch, 8 inch, oh!
He's Dale O'Donnell and he wanna go home.
6-inch, 7-inch, 8-inch nut.
His Delo Donna, yes, he wants to go home.
Delo,
His Delo, his Delo Donna, and he wanna go home.
Dale, he's a Dale, he's a Dale, he's a
Delo
Dale.
Donna, and he wants to go home.
Come, Mr. Yankee Pant, Donna want banana.
She's Donna O'Dale, and she wanna go home.
Come, Mr. Yankee Pants, Donna want banana.
She's Donna O'Dale, and she wanna go home.
Delo,
Delo, Delo, Delo, Delo. Delo, Delo, Delo.
Dale, he's a 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 Dale. Dale O'Donnell, and he wants to go home.
Thrill is gone. Thrill is gone away from me. Thrill is gone, baby. Thrill is gone away from me. I can't get Random Man on the radio, so woe is me.
Oh, what a beautiful mess I made. 7:39 with the Yankee and the Brit and the RTM Radio Network coming to you live from Texas. What's going on, everybody?
Live.
It's like you're having a good time over there in the chat room. All you outsiders, thanks for hanging out and jamming with us, man, because we try to do the best we can.
Yeah,
you got
and,
requests. Don't be afraid to send them to Donna. Doesn't matter if you're in the chat or out of the chat.
pop 'em
Send us
over to
those
me.
requests, man. We're more than
Yes.
glad to play them.
Yes, 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 yes.
Nothing better than making you guys happy. That's what we're here for. Bill Weaver, I wanted to ask you something, and I've been meaning to ask you this for quite a while, and I wanted to ask this of quite a few people we've had on the show, and I just never remember to ask. But I'm just curious. Excuse me. You're a singer. So, probably I would assume when you're sitting there in your truck waiting to get loaded, or like you're waiting overnight now to get loaded in the morning, do you sing along with your favorite songs, even though you sing your own songs and write your own songs and stuff? Do you still sing along with your favorite songs, like that Beautiful Mess? I'm sitting over here just jamming the hell out of it, singing along with them. It's such a great tune. Do you do the same thing? Do a lot of country stars, just country singers? Do you guys all sing along with your favorite songs, even though it might be something that's 20 years old, 5 days old even? Do you guys do that kind of stuff? I always wondered. I couldn't imagine ever, hearing music as I grow up, getting to be, to like my whatever type of music you end up liking as you grow up, whether it's country, rock, disco, whatever. But, do you find yourself singing along with them? I just can't imagine not doing that.
He probably jams with the rest of us.
I would like to think so, but I just can't imagine not, giving up singing along with your favorite song. I mean, it seems like it's something almost everybody does that, that enjoys music so much.
Never mind that. We need to have a bit of a cry for Mouth. She says that Dateline's not on. Oh,
What happened? ISIS get a hold of it? We should be so lucky.
The football got hold of it. Right, enough.
Okay, now what?
Yes, we need to say hello to Cheryl and to CJ. She says CJ's listening tonight, so say hello.
Hello. To who?
CJ.
Oh, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
Hello, CJ. How are you, CJ? Let Laura sing. Anybody can sing. Anybody wants to record a song, send it over here. You're more than welcome to sing. You can call us and sing live if you want
Larry
to.
said, oh, no. Can you see the sympathy in his post mouth?
Yes, I can. Every little O and no, I can see that right there. Football took it out. Geez, that's even worse than Dateline.
It'd be the same kind of oh no if that clock accidentally fell off the wall and smashed into a million
Hey,
pieces.
hey.
It'd be the same kind of
None of that shit in my bar. Get out of here. Go home now. Stop that.
Anyway, Dale O'Donnell requested to hear Boys Round Here, Mr. and Mrs. Jib Jab's version, so we're going to get that on for you, Mr. Dale.
It's that wonderful Tim Tatum on the Yankee and the Brit doing his version of the Boys Round Here. With Donna and I singing backup. Boy, do we have fun doing this. If you ain't seen the video, check it out.
The boys around here don't listen to the Beatles run old Bo Secrets through a jukebox needle at a honky-tonk where the boots stomp all night. What? That's what they call work, digging in the dirt. Gotta get it in the ground before the rain comes down to get paid, to get the girl in the four-wheel drive. Yeah, the boys round here drinking that ice cold beer, talking about girls, talking about trucks, running them red dirt roads out, kicking up dust. The boys round here sending up a prayer to the man upstairs. Backwoods legit, don't take no shit. Chew tobacco, chew tobacco, chew tobacco, spit. Oh, heck. Well, the boys around here, they're keeping the country. Ain't a damn one know how to do the Dougie.
You don't do the Dougie?
No, not in Kentucky, but the girls around here, yep, they still love me. Got girls around here that deserve the whistle, shaking that sugar sweetest Dixie crystal. There y'all in southern drawl and just can't help it cause it just keep falling for the boys around here, drinking that ice cold beer, talking about girls, talking about trucks, running them red dirt roads out, kicking up dust. The boys around here, sending up a prayer to the man upstairs. Backwoods legit, don't take no shit. Chew tobacco, chew tobacco, chew tobacco, spit.
Let me hear you say, to the countryside, down to the riverside.
Hey now girl, hop inside. Me and you gonna take a little ride. River, let's ride.
That's right.
Lay a blanket on the ground. Kissing in the crickets is the only sound. We out of town. Have you ever got down with me? Get down with her. Girl, you gotta get down
with the boys round here,
drinking that ice cold beer, talking about girls, talking about trucks, running them red dirt roads out, kicking up dust. The boys round here, sending up a prayer to the man upstairs. Backwoods legit, don't take no shit. Chew tobacco, chew tobacco, chew tobacco, spit. Oh, man. I'm one of them boys around here. Well, I'm thinking about is you and me and how we'll be. So come on, girl, hop inside. It's me and you, we're gonna take a little ride. Lay a blanket on the ground, kissing in the crickets is the only sound. We out of town, yeah. Girl, you gotta get down with it. Ooh, come through the countryside, down to the riverside.
There's only one station, the most music station.
RTM Radio. RTM Radio. RTM
Do it now.
John.
Big Bad John. Jimmy Dean from 1961 with the Yankee and the Brit and the RTM Radio Network. How is everybody? Time for that Lido Lounge visit from...
1 minute early for your ear
Well,
pleasure.
not really, because I got a minute to kill her. I can yak that friggin' long.
What, you can think of something.
I don't want him here any
Ruffle.
sooner than necessary.
Well,
That's
look,
what it is.
It's there, look.
All right, all right.
Warning! Dave is in the building. Dave is in the building.
Yes, and on the phone with us is Mr. Dave. Hello, Mr. Dave.
Hey, Randy. Hey, Donna.
Hey.
Hi, Joe.
How's everything up there in the frozen tundra of Ohio?
Actually, it's pretty nice. Today was nice. Supposed to be nice most of the week, but I think they're calling for our first snow next weekend.
See what I mean? It always gets nice and warm before the wicked weather sets in.
I hear Larry was being a Lido lizard yesterday on his deck chair, tanning his buns.
What?
Larry was getting a tan yesterday?
Yeah, Larry put something on Facebook that he was tanning his buns.
It's hard to get a tan when you're sitting out there in your PJs.
Larry.
Not for Larry.
Yeah, he's been sitting in his flannel PJs for 2 days.
Yeah, I know. It gets below 60 and we're cold.
You're going to have to peel him off him soon and dunk him in the bath.
Find yourself pretty funny tonight, don't you?
I think I'm hilarious.
So what's new in the cruise world? Anything exciting?
No, not much. Just trying to get these final payments in for the 2016 cruise here in February.
All right, then. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it. I'm just only serious.
Hey, no, we want to keep him as long as possible because he's going to be bitching about us, because the football's on.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, I got about 50 people out there still that have some pretty big, significant balances.
Did you... I know you mentioned that the other day. Have you gotten a hold of anybody about all that?
I've gotten some of them settled up, but, now you're trying to collect $2,500 from everybody all at one time, and they just ain't got it, so...
I have a question about that, actually. You've got quite a bit of money to be paid off people. Is this people that's just booked the deposit and then not paid anything since? Or have you got quite a bit of money off these people and then there's still quite a bit left to go? I think what I'm trying to say is, have they already paid half or something? So it might encourage them to pay the other half. Whereas if they've got just a deposit to lose, then, they might... I don't know. That's what I was asking.
I'd say about 75% of them have only paid deposits.
Right, okay. So they're probably the people you need to worry about, I guess.
Yeah, because they, and what's sad is these people have had 18 months to pay these off, and too late now. We're up to the wire next Sunday night. It's a massive cancellation list is what we're going to do.
And it's really such a small amount every week, isn't it?
Well, if you break it down over 18 months, it started out, I think 2017 cruise, when people first started booking, they could have paid like $12 a week.
Well, I hate to say it, but, and I'm not rich. I can't afford to do the $12 a week even. But, I mean, anybody with a job, of course, has money to go on a cruise. Why in the hell would they not pay it? That doesn't even make any sense to me.
It's just irresponsibility. Priorities aren't in line.
I guess. If you want to go, it seems it just does, and when the day comes to cruise, they're going to stand around in their house going, oh, we should have went on the cruise.
It's probably
they'll all be crying here in February when it's cold.
It's probably one of those things where they say, oh, I'm going to set up that payment plan. I'm going to pay some this week and pay some this week. And then time moves so fast and then they realise they've got the whole lot to pay for and they don't know how they're going to do it. People really need to think before they commit to booking themselves a cruise in the first place.
Even if you don't pay $12 a week, just call me and pay $50 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, either way, it's still a small amount.
Yeah, it's the same amount. I mean, it's $50 per, $12 per person, so you're looking at $24. So, you can stay on track by
just makes you wonder.
Say, hey, hit my card for $100.
Hey, look, Karen in the chat room, she says, I'll call him up. She'll get your money for you.
Good luck, Karen. Yeah, I've actually I've had people hanging up on me. I mean, it's ridiculous.
That makes me think of some of the people, they won't spend $12 a week to pay for their cruise, but they'll go out and they'll buy a brand new boat for $30,000-$40,000 and only be able to use it if they live up north, 3 months out of the year or something? Doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, up here, you pretty much boating season is from Memorial Day to, you can boat up till the end of September.
It's kind of crazy. I can't believe that, when people book these cruises, when you book a cruise or you book a holiday, you get so excited that you booked a holiday, something big and huge to look forward to, and then all of a sudden that they don't think any more about it. It's kind of crazy.
Well, it's not like we don't know what that's like, huh?
I know, but it just doesn't make sense to me, you book something and then...
This is why we stay hidden in the house.
Yeah, I guess.
Yep, it's not that difficult when you stretch these out over 18 months. So,
and
I'm seriously thinking about just booking them 12 months out in advance. Just no more of this 18 months.
Can they do that with any other travel agent?
Oh yeah, you can do it with anybody.
Well, Dave. That's, when you said about booking them like 12 months in advance, couldn't you book them like do the 18, but only sort of give it to the people that are, regular payers, So
when you put it out, you put it out. I mean, you just can't put it out to the regulars. When you start posting it and sharing it, everybody sees it. So
yeah,
that's like the 2018 for Truckers Cruise. We know it's going to be late January or early February of that year, so I may wait until announce it next year when we're on the cruise.
Well, this is Sandy's in the chat room, and she says I've paid $600 on hers, and she's not about to lose $600, so she's going to pay the rest when she gets a debit card. But that's what I was kind of asking. When people have paid so far in, it's such a lot of money to lose if you don't do it.
Yeah, because come next Monday, it's done. I mean, I got a feeling next Sunday night before she goes to bed, she's going to be going in and modifying a lot of bookings and canceling.
When you put a cruise out, when you make it live, as you say, if everybody pays you, let's just say they pay the $12 a week for the amount, are they paid up before the cruise date, or is that like pretty close to the cruise date when they make their last payment?
She, in the last 2 or 3 weeks, when Giggles goes into the on Fridays and does her payments, we've found that we've had about 10 people that have been on the weekly plan. They've been on it for, a year. And I think she has got everybody paid off that were on the weekly plan as of this past Friday.
So there's still a couple months, that people have to not worry about making payments on it and set it in their mind that, wow, we're going on a cruise, and it's all taken care of. All we got to do is go get on the ship.
Yeah, normally with the cruise lines, the industry, it's basically 70 to 90 days out. They've got to have everything paid off, paid in full. They've got to run everybody through the background check. They've got to run everybody through Homeland Security, But after next Sunday, that booking was pretty much be closed for us.
It just seems crazy. I just do not understand that. I just can't even fathom why people would do that. I mean, if I had mine paid up 3 months in advance, I'd be tickled to death that, a month, a couple weeks before the cruise, whatever, I'd be running around like a crazy man. Wow, we're going on a cruise, and you don't even have to think about the money or anything. It's all done. It's out of your hair. It's over. Now you get to enjoy yourself.
Exactly. It's like the other day, or last week, when I booked our flights for Larry and I coming up on this cruise here, and basically 3 weeks from tonight's when we set sail.
See, even Michelle says she'd be running around naked with excitement if she was going on a cruise.
Yes.
And she'd be naked on the cruise all the time as well.
Of course, the ship would be empty. So everything's still set and good to go as far as the 2017 and all that. Anything? Any updates on the Lance Stinson cruise?
No, nothing on Lance. It's pretty much dormant right now.
You think that might pick up as time goes on?
I hope so. Like I said, when I get some money at the first of the year, I might get with you and try and get a banner to him so he can hang it up. But if it don't pick up here come spring, I'm going to have to cancel it. I'm just going to have to pull the trigger on it.
Karen says, what's the best type of luggage to get for a flight and a cruise? Christine says spinners. What the hell's a spinner?
Well, you've got these. We bought the hard case shells. We bought the traditional luggage for years. With the, it's got the 4 wheels on it, and they spin around. They're pretty easy to maneuver. But we always bought the fabric ones. The airlines just beat the hell out of them. People buy this expensive luggage. You take it on one flight. When you get your bag, it's got a big hole in it, or it's ripped down the side. So we bought the hard case.
So what's a spinner?
It's spinners. It's on 4 wheels. It spins 360 degrees. They're real easy to carry over, wheel around as you're pulling them through the airport terminal.
So that's just a nickname for it.
Yeah. Luggage can get expensive. Luggage is not cheap at all.
Yeah, it's like buying a mattress.
Exactly. I mean, you can get a good piece of luggage. I mean, Samsonite's really expensive. You're going to pay $300 or $400 for a piece of their luggage.
Yeah, I'd be all right with it.
And I can't justify it because the airports, they beat the hell out of it.
I'd probably be satisfied with an extra strength 55-gallon trash bag, and I'd be happy.
Well, we got lucky a few years ago. I happened to be up at Meyer, and I just happened to run down the clearance aisle, and there sat a hard case carry-on that was basically an $80 carry-on, and we got it for, oh my gosh, I think I picked it up for $39.
Wow, that's a steal.
Now, I don't know where Karen lives. If she's got a Gabriel Brothers around her, that's sort of a discount store. They've got some really good luggage for cheap.
Hey, I want to put my 2 pence in here. When I travelled over to Texas from the UK, and I had to change at Chicago and stuff, and I bought these 2 big cases, and the brand of them is called It, and it kind of like looks like it's loose material, but they are so strong. You know, I carried like 40 kilos of luggage with me, and I think it's 46 kilos, and they are so strong, and they could probably do the trip another 20 times. I don't know really, but they're amazing, and they are by a brand called It. You should Google it, guys. These are awesome, great for regular travellers.
It like IT?
Yeah, It like IT. And if you look on my album Texas Baby on my photos on Facebook, you'll see those cases. They're quite big and they're quite deep. You can get smaller ones of that same brand, but yeah,
well, you don't want to get them too big, because then you fill them and then you go over the 50-pound limit, and now you got a $75 charge when you get to the airport.
Yeah, I could actually carry up to 46 with mine because I was travelling with the premium economy. But yeah, you have to sort of be careful about the weights. Because did she say she's flying?
Yeah, I think she's flying.
Ah, yeah. That's a good point as well. Is there a weight limit on a cruise ship? Because, for example, if she travels with, for example, 40 pounds worth of luggage, which that's a hell of a lot of luggage for going on a cruise. But if, for example, she carried 40 pounds worth of luggage and there was a weight limit of 30 on the ship, you know, what would happen?
No, there's no weight limit. It's just like the airlines. It's pretty much 50 pounds.
Right, okay.
I mean, we travel with 2 large bags, a bag for her, a bag for me, and we have 1 carry-on that we carry just to carry, and basically a couple pair of shorts and stuff, because our first ever cruise, my luggage was gone. I didn't get my luggage till about the 4th day on the cruise, because it had been put in somebody else's cabin, and the asshole never turned it in.
Sorry, say that again. I was trying to work out what you said then.
So, yeah, we carry a couple, we carry some extra clothes in the carry-on, of course, to carry all my drugs. Stuff that we have to have, stuff we can't lose. I can't lose my medicine for a week,
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah, well, I could probably survive, but I don't want to take the chance.
I see. What is that, the heart medicine?
No, it's my blood pressure, and it's my metformin for my sugar, and then my cholesterol.
Well, if you stop smoking, you don't need the blood pressure medicine, do you?
Yeah, you got to lose the gut, too.
Oh. I don't know. I go without mine sometimes for a couple days at a time.
What, you go without your gut?
Without my blood pressure medicine.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I went without my blood pressure medicine when we got back from the last cruise, and it was like a walking wounded in here. Everybody, all three of us were just sicker than hell. And I went to the doctor. Finally, I broke down, went to the doctor and checked my blood pressure, and it was so low. He made me go off of it until I got better because my blood pressure was like 80/40.
Do you get the fierce headaches if you don't take your blood pressure medicine?
No, because I've never been off of it since I started it, which I've been on it for about 10 years, if not longer. So I've never really been off. The only time I was off of it was back in February when I was so sick. Hell, Randy, I was hurting all over. I may have a headache. I don't care. I was dying.
Yeah, I get them.
In fact, I wanted to die.
I get them really fierce if I go more than a week or so without them. Then I start getting the headaches, and they just get worse and worse as time goes on. And, if I have cigarettes, which, probably a year or so ago I ran out, didn't have any money, getting the business going and moving from the other place and whatever. I ran out of pills, and I couldn't afford to go get them, even though they're only $8. But still, I just couldn't afford to go get them. And after about a week of not taking them, man, the headaches were just coming. I was just sucking down aspirin every day to keep the headaches down. And
your blood pressure must have been high.
Oh, it was terrible. And I got back on the pills, and the headaches went away, and everything's fine.
Yep.
And the heat flashes, too. Women talk about having heat flashes. I don't know about you, but my blood pressure gets up there, man. I can feel my face and everything get hot, from not having that blood pressure.
Especially when he's having a rant.
Oh, yeah, high blood pressure. It makes your face turn red and everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, I do that when I rant, too, so sometimes it's hard to tell the difference.
Yeah. You and your rants.
I love them. Wouldn't have it any other way.
We have a recorded rant tonight, actually, just before the show. I'm not telling you who it's by or what it's about, but oh my gosh, he was running close with Randy's rants.
Oh, somebody in the chat?
No, somebody outside the chat. You'll get to hear it eventually. It's saved up for another time, I think.
Yes. But oh my gosh, it's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge, Mr. Dave. Huge.
Larry says if he lost his meds, he'd die. The only thing that keeps him alive is those drugs.
Yeah, Larry's got a pill, but he's got quite a supply going on.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. People got to live like that,
Well, I take 4 pills. Well, I take 3 in the morning and 2 in the evening.
I have 2, basically. Just 2, blood pressure and my anger management pills, as I like to call them. And then I take aspirin. I still take aspirin.
A higher dose.
Shut up.
Or to swallow the whole tub.
Shut up. She'd like me to drink a whole bottle of aspirin. You're not going to inherit anything, so don't get too excited yet.
He certainly needs something to chill him out.
Better work your ass off so I have something to leave you. Well,
she'll be out holding one of them signs. We'll work for food.
Shut up, Dave.
She can stand right out there in downtown Dallas in the middle of the Mixmasters. All the traffic blows by. Feed me and give me cigarettes because it's all the old man left me. Well, I guess if you don't have nothing else, we'll go back to the jams.
Yep. I guess nobody's got any questions, so.
No, I haven't said a word.
Karen still has loads of questions, don't you, Karen? Say
All
yes.
she says is Christine rattles when she walks.
All right, well, I guess we'll do it again next Sunday, and then, you'll have your Davis show here in a couple of weeks, Donna.
Oh, baby, music to my ears. Let's play that, the Below the Bear.
What?
Two Sundays without me.
How are we going to make it?
Whoopie-doo, wanna be like you. We're going to do the Daveless dance. And Joe, I asked him in the chat earlier, he's going to come in and do something on the show. And he's going to join us in the Daveless dance on the Daveless show.
Oh, Karen does have a question. Sun and sail card.
Sail and sign. We've been through this, but since she's new to the show. Sail and sign. You're either going to set it up online when you go to carnival.com. You're either going to set it up with your credit or debit card. Or, like us, we take cash, and as soon as we get on the ship, we go straight to guest services, and we'll drop $1,000 onto our card. And then I immediately walk over to the bar, and I buy Cheers package, and it costs me $804 right off the top.
Karen, what do you drink? What do you like to drink when you're on holiday? Are you a drinker, or do you not drink at all?
Who, me or her?
No, Karen. I was asking her because maybe she can tell us. Maybe you can tell her what's the best package for her, because like the Cheers package. I know we've kind of had this on the show before, that if Dave gets the Cheers package, then also Mrs. Dave has to have the Cheers package as well, because she's in the same cabin as him. So if you're a drinker and your partner's not a drinker, then you have to work out whether it's worth getting the Cheers package, because you would have to get it for yourself and your cabin mate. So
yeah, unfortunately, that's just the rule Carnival's got. Everybody over the age of 21 in the cabin has to purchase it.
Is that a minimum amount?
What's that?
Something Karen asked, and I'm not quite clear what her question is.
Oh, minimal amount for your sailing sign? No, you can just put $100 down. I just put $1,000 because the first thing I do is I buy the Cheers package. So there's $800. In fact, on that cruise, it's going to be over $900 because it's an 8-day cruise. And then as soon as the shop's open, I run down and I buy me 4 cartons of cigarettes.
You can't take.
So I drop $1,000 on the ship basically in the first 6 hours.
Joe says, can you do like a layaway plan, or in other words, prepay for future plans when the right one comes along?
No, I have nowhere to store the monies. That's the problem. When you do, when we do a group booking, we have in the back office what's called group level. And, for example, Joe, he's on the biweekly plan. He pays us every 2 weeks. But before Joe's cabins were assigned, we were going into the group booking under group level and putting Joe's money aside into that booking. And once Joe reached a certain amount, we pulled all those monies down and booked his cabin. And now every time we make a payment, it just goes straight to his cabin.
All right.
Unfortunately, I wish there was a way we could do it, but there's not. I had people that wanted to book Hawaii and start giving me money, but I had nowhere to put it. Because I don't have a booking for Hawaii until we actually had it.
So the best thing they can do is stick it in a high-interest account and just let it save, I guess.
Or another thing they can do, and I tell people, go out and get your prepaid card, put $25 or $30 on it every week. Don't ever touch it.
Yes, I mean,
you start putting $1,000 on a card every year, or however much you want to put. Just put it on the card, and you just don't touch the card. And when you need to use it for a cruise, you just call us up and we just pull it off the card.
Now, let's say you go on 2 or 3 cruises and you start doing that and you're building up a nice chunk of money in there. What What happens to that money if all of a sudden you can't go on some cruises? Can you get your money back, what's left over, or no?
No, when we save money for them or put it in group level, it all goes towards their booking for that cruise. Now, if he wanted to sign up for one of the other cruises we've got, basically what we do is we just put so much away into that, since we've already got a cruise set up. For example, Lance Stinson, they decide, hey, I want to go on the Lance cruise. All right, well, we've got that booking available, so how much do you want to put in the back office every week? We've got a girl she's paying $22 a week on that one.
So you have to have a cruise lined up before you can put the money down on the card.
Yeah, I've got to have somewhere to put it. I just can't put it in. There's nowhere to put it. I've got to have the booking to put the money in the back office.
Who's going to Australia?
We're seriously considering that for the year 2020.
Wow, I'd love to go
I've
there.
got to actually call Carnival because Australia's different. That basically is Carnival Cruise Lines out of Australia. So I do not know if we would actually have to set up an account with that part of the cruise industry in Australia. I don't know how the money works because their money's AUD and we're US.
Yeah, there's got to be some.
I don't even know how the money works. I don't even know what how the rate works.
Well, Mr. Dave, what I did, and I was just about to, when you was talking about getting like a prepaid card, what I did when I come to America was I got myself. It was called a cash passport, and it's actually like a prepaid MasterCard. And what you do is you top it up with money in your country. So I used to go in every single week or every fortnight or however often and put money on, and I'd say, for example, can I put £200 on this card? And what would happen is it would put it on and it would convert it over to US dollars, and then when I got into America I would have that dollars amount. So in other words, I wouldn't be charged a fortune for coming over to America and drawing out English money. It would convert it straight into US dollars. There was no charge for doing it or anything. It was an absolute godsend, really. And you can actually get them cash passport cards. They're supported all over the world. It's like a Visa MasterCard thing. And you can actually get them where you can put US dollars on and they get converted to Australian dollars. So, yeah, definitely think about one of those. Look it up, cash passport.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that everybody can do. I mean, you just get whatever it is, a cash passport or a debit card. You just load it up and, when you get to your deposit, then you call us. We'll pull the monies off of it and then load it up again and call us when you're ready to make the next payment.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I saw one more question here, but I think you explained it already. Karen said, what's the best cabins on a cruise?
Oh, I just dropped a peanut down my bra
Best cabins on the cruise? Probably the Ocean Suites or the Captain Suites or Grand Suites. I've never been in one. I'm going to actually go look at the Captain Suite this year because one of our guests did get one. So I do want to check that out just to see how nice it really is.
What do those puppies cost?
That one was almost $8,000.
Yeah.
Does that mean you get to sleep with the captain?
No, there's only 2 Captain Suites on that ship, and apparently they're just nice. I mean, that's why, when we get on the ship, I'm definitely going to go up and take a look at this cabin. I just want to see it. I'll never get one. I can't justify that kind of money because we just aren't in the cabin enough. That's like this last cruise we went to Bermuda. Our cabin sucked. We were on an inside cabin, but we didn't have a choice because they oversold the cabin, oversold the ship. But it was nice getting on board and having that money that they refunded us back, and I just took it as on-board credit. So it was nice getting on the ship and having like $600 there.
I'm kind of the same way in a sense because I see it as, you know what? I sleep in that bed. That's all I do. Well, generally. But who cares how fancy the room is? You're supposed to be there on a cruise enjoying the outside, smelling the fresh air. I just need a place to fall asleep at. That's all I need.
And, you know, when you're having a bit of hanky-panky, it doesn't really matter what the bloody bedroom looks like, does it?
Well, maybe not matter what it looks like, but I sure as I hope it's clean.
Yeah, as long as it's clean.
Well, we ended up with a handicap inside cabin, and it was, the bathroom was just about as big as the bedroom. So that was sort of a killer for us. But yeah, I mean, literally, we partied our ass off in Bermuda. So we basically, by the time we hit the cabin and I got my clothes off and I fell into the bed, I was asleep. We hardly had the TV on. I mean, we were out the whole time. We just slept, we got up, showered, and off we went.
And did it matter if you were sleeping in an $8,000 bed or a $1,000 bed?
No, it didn't matter.
Exactly.
What is a guaranteed cabin? Because I've heard something about that. You know, what's a guaranteed cabin? Is that after you've put your deposit down, or is that after you've paid it all up, or is, you know, what's that all about?
No, what's happened is they've sold the ship, so there's no cabins available.
Okay.
And I have a hunt hopefully beginning middle of next week. They will start releasing some of these cabins. I got about 12 people that are on guaranteed cabins. They haven't had their assignment yet. So what Carnival's waiting on is basically next Monday when they go in the system and they see FS Cruises has canceled 25 more cabins. They're like, okay, now we got cabins available. Let's start filling these assignments.
So why would they cancel 25
all the
cabins?
travel agents that are next week, it's the same thing. There's a big cruise. There's a big group on that ship that's even bigger than us.
Mm-hmm.
The Super Bowl cruise, and they're going to have a bunch of cancellations.
You've kind of lost me somewhere, but I hope these guys in the chat room know what you're talking about.
No, you're going to get a cabin. We just don't have the assignment yet. We just don't know where it's at yet.
Oh, so the cabin's there, and they've got the cabin the type cabin that they paid for, but they just don't know what the room number is.
Yeah, they just don't have the room number yet, and
Right.
That's what I mean. Hopefully by the end of next week, we start getting those assignments, and because what it's going to do, and this happened to us on our Bermuda cruise, Carnival called me on Monday, and we were actually going to we were failing on Friday. So they called me on Monday and said, we got a problem. I said, what do you mean we got a problem? He's like, we ain't got enough balconies. You got 5 cabins still to be assigned. Well, with all these assigned cabins, that nobody can go in and print their documents. So I'm hoping they get these assigned because everybody's going to be calling me saying they can't print nothing. They can go in, they can do everything online, but it's just that when they scroll down to print, it's going to say unavailable, call your travel agent. People are going to freak out and be calling us.
So what happens if they don't have one?
What do you mean, a cabin?
Yeah.
Well, like we did, we didn't want to. They managed to squeak out 4 balconies on that ship for us. We needed 5, and the wife and I said, "All right, go ahead and put us in an inside. We'll take the money. The difference in the price is on board credit."
But why?
And,
why would they go and book, for example, 25 people in a on a not porch, balcony? Why would, for example, they go and book 25 people on a balcony cabin if they've only got room for 24?
They actually overbooked 95 balconies on that ship.
How do you do that?
Well, Carnival's got a system. They know what the cancels are going to be. So what they do is they overbook it, and for some oddball reason, they didn't get the cancels for Bermuda. So we ended up taking it inside and giving up our balcony because I don't want to screw my guest.
So them in their so they have like this little thought that a certain amount of people are going to cancel each year.
Yeah, they know. It's like right now I can go through the files and tell you name probably 15 people off that we're canceling next week.
It's kind of strange in the sense that they probably over predict that one then, I guess.
Yeah, Bermuda, they expected more cancels, and they just didn't get it.
So what do they do then? How do they fill this hole? How do they...
A lot of people had to downgrade. A like us. If we wanted to go on the cruise bad enough, our option was basically we either had to take an inside cabin or we were told we could cancel.
I guess I'm confused about what, you say, like Donna said, they booked 25 people and there was only 24 cabins.
Yeah, they do it every year. They overbook the cabins.
Yeah, but what about that 25th person? I mean, is there a cabin available, just not the one they want, or
if they're not available, then they're going to start calling us and saying we got a problem. You got 12 people that ain't got cabin assignments. We got to downgrade them. Well, then I got to call these people and say, here's your options. You want to downgrade your balcony to an inside or an ocean view, because there are no balconies available on that ship right now, I don't believe.
So there are cabins. So there are cabins available.
There's cabins available right now, but what Carnival's trying to do is squeeze out every dime they can get. Right now, Carnival's rates are about $200 more per person than what I was at. So that's the rates they're wanting to book everybody under right now. And they're not going to free ours up until they know, okay, we're not going to be selling many more cabins at the rate we want to get. Carnival's trying to get the best bang for their buck on these cabins.
It's just the way you say it.
Back in the day, you used to be able to get on the last minute and get in there and have a last-minute cancellation, and you were able to sweep up the cabin for next to nothing. Those days are gone. They've got this cruise that we're doing in February priced. I mean, it's priced pretty high.
All right.
Any more questions, Karen, in the chat room? Or anybody else? Joe says that he's got a bit of a burning sensation going on in the underpants department.
Need to see a doctor about that.
Can you help him in any way?
Yeah, tell him to take 2 aspirins and call his doctor tomorrow.
There you go. Dr. Dave as well. He's a multi-talented man. Randy's just rolled his eyes at me.
You're just too much.
Well,
all right, then. Instead of dead air, I guess we'll move along.
Yeah, this dead air is brought to you by Dave Summers on the RTM Radio Network. Oh, question here. So if you already have a booking number in the cabin number, then you will already know where you're gone. I guess so.
If you got your booking number and your cabin number, you're set. Go in, do your stuff online. You just can't print nothing yet.
And you print it off either the night before or a few days before, was that right?
No, I'm hoping by mid-December everybody will be able to get it to go in and start pulling their paperwork off.
Righty-ho.
Seems to me the easiest thing to do is just show up and follow everybody else.
They want your boarding passes printed. You got to have your luggage tag.
Well, yeah, all that, but I mean, when you get there, just ask people as you go along. Somebody will guide you.
So tell these guys what happens. I'm just trying to keep Dave away from his football, by the way.
I want to play some music, and you keep fucking talking.
I know. Dave Summers, what happens at the hotel the night before? You know, what happens with the... have you got some kind of meet-up with everybody, or what happens there?
The meet.
No, everybody's just going to meet at the hotel. I got Brian putting on a barbecue for everybody. Other than that, everybody just gets settled in, relax, and wait until we all start boarding shuttles the next morning.
That's what you call your meet and greet?
Well, we don't really have a meet and greet at the hotel. I mean, people are flying in so many off-all times. That's like on this cruise Larry and I are going on here in 3 weeks. We're not going to get to the hotel till 8 o'clock at 8:30 at night. So half the people already be tucked away in bed.
And what happens with the... Because I know you mentioned that you possibly wouldn't be booking hotel rooms for people now. Is that what's still happening, or are you...
Well, we got to play it by ear. We haven't decided anything on the hotel yet. But see, every time we get a cancel, that means now we have to call down to the hotel or email them and cancel the hotel. And heaven forbid we forget to cancel somebody, because I caught living hell over that last year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not worth the hassle and the beating we take on Facebook over it. It's just not worth it.
No, I mean, it's the customer's responsibility to cancel their hotel room if they don't think that they're going to make it. But so many people just didn't turn up for the hotel, and they got billed for the room, and it all came back on Dave, which was wrong. So
yeah, I mean, you had the room booked. It's not my fault you decided to get off the ship and go home. I mean, it's not my fault. I mean, you had the room. I had it booked for you. You decide you got to get off the ship and run home because you're tired or you got an emergency going on. Well, then the hotel charges their card, and they call and screaming and yelling at me, and I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't do this. I had my room booked. I went back to the hotel, and I relaxed. In fact, I'm not even technically, they've cut us out of that hotel. That was such a disgrace.
Was that the one in New Orleans?
Yeah, we're allowed to go back, but she's only going to allow me like 25 rooms at a time and only 25 cars. And yeah, there was so much that went on, Randy. They treated the staff like hell. I mean, people were cussing them out. They were ready to call the cops several times.
All those people we met were acting like that?
Yeah, not all of them.
There was a few after we went to bed, and I heard that...
Well, here's the kicker. I tell everybody, if you're going back to the hotel, there's no rush. Take your time. Checkout on a hotel is normally 11 or 12 o'clock.
Right.
Well, they all had to rush back over to the hotel, had to get on the shuttle, get back to the hotel. They all get back over there at 9:30 in the morning, and there's no rooms available. So they're up there cussing the staff out. I want a room. Well, they're just not available. Check-in technically isn't until 3 o'clock.
I thought everybody knew that.
Well, so did I, but apparently I was wrong.
Apparently.
It's what we get for thinking, Randy.
I know. That's why I don't do it anymore. I gave up on it.
And that was a perfect hotel, actually, for what you needed as well, you know, because there was the outside courtroom, there was the inside...
I thought it was a nice little place, actually.
There was the inside for all that food that you put on, and, you know, everybody could sort of wander around and mingle, and it was, you know, it was big enough for everybody, wasn't it? You know, and...
Oh, no, the courtyard was nice. It was convenient. I mean, we pretty much had full run of the place. But, yeah, it was... They didn't need to treat the staff the way they did, and carry on the way they did, and leaving the place trashed at the end of the night.
It's the new America, my friend. Blame it on somebody else.
Well, I mean, I know there was a couple of us. We went around late at night trying to pick up all the trash, beer bottles and the cans, and people just stayed up most of the night and partied, and that courtyard was trashed the next day.
I didn't even know anything about that. Did you know it was that like that?
Someone came up to me and asked me to calm some trouble down that was going on outside. Do you remember? I don't even know who it was that asked us, but somebody asked us. I was like, no, bugger that, I'm going to bed.
If I'd have known it was that bad, you should have come and got us. We'd have given you a hand with it. I didn't know it was that messy.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty bad.
I'm used to cleaning up after other people.
Well, you shouldn't have to. You know,
I shouldn't, but I live here.
You know, we don't take, you know, we're taking adults on these cruises, not kids, and there was a handful that, you know, just overdid it and made it look bad on all of us.
You'll have that.
You know, I tried to set that hotel up. I'm setting it up for the Chad cruise, but she just flat out told me, you're only going to get 40 cats. We're only giving you 40 rooms, and only 25 cars can park. That's it.
Well, I guess you're lucky to get that much.
Yeah, but I know if we ever go to New Orleans again, I can't go there. So now we're going to have to end up going downtown to a $300 a night hotel, and they're going to pay $25 a day to park. I don't have any options. I mean,
then they'll complain about that.
The one place I had free parking at, we've done. That's law.
Idiots. But that's just my opinion.
And I hope we don't lose this one in Fort Lauderdale, because for us to get free truck parking and just free car parking is a big deal. And you're talking, park at the port at $20 a day, 8-day cruise, and not only you're paying for your hotel, but if you had to pay for your parking, that's another $160 you're paying for. So to pay $159 to stay in a hotel room and get a breakfast the next morning, have fun the night you're there, get a chance to mingle with everybody, it's a wash. Why pay $160 to park your car when you can spend the night and relax and leave your car there?
Exactly.
Miami, we won't be able to do it when we go out of Miami. You're going to pay $25 a day to park. That's why I hope, we need to stay on good terms with this hotel in Fort Lauderdale, because you've given me some good rates, and they're going to shuttle us all the way down to Miami and back.
That's pretty sad.
But like, if we ever go to New Orleans again, my hands are tied. I'm just going to, basically, I'm going to have to book a hotel downtown. We'll probably pay $250, $300 a night. Then you're going to pay $25 a day to park your car. So,
what happens if at New Orleans, if you told people to book their own rooms so that you weren't personally booking rooms in the volumes of 25s and 30s at once?
Well, that's what we're looking at doing. I mean, we may just tell everybody, hey, take care of your own accommodations the night before or the night after. But it's nice getting, we got a lot of new cruisers that I've not met. And the nice thing about the hotel is I at least get to meet them. I get to see a face and put a name to a face. So when I see you on the ship, I'm like, okay, I know who you are. Well, I mean, when people just show up at the cruise terminal and they're scattered out at 20 different hotels, they could be on that ship for 3 or 4 days, and I'll never know who they are.
Right.
I
won't know who they are. They could walk by. They could probably sit right next to me at the bar and have a beer with me. If they never tell me they're with the group, I won't know who they are.
I must admit it was quite overwhelming for myself and Randy. I promised myself that I would look at people's pictures on Facebook and get to know what they look like, and never did. And then, one morning, I was chatting to Chris Steele in breakfast, and I was thinking, I thought I was talking to someone else. I didn't know. I just thought it was. I thought it was somebody else, and it was Chris Steele. And she started talking about something else, and I was thinking, how the bloody hell does she know that? It was just someone completely random conversation.
I just hope everybody behaves in Fort Lauderdale, and I can keep that hotel for 2017, because if not, and we have to go down to Miami and find a place. Yeah, it's just, you just doubled your price.
Do other cruise places, that work like you do they book hotels for the people, or is that up to them?
I'm sure a lot of your groups do. Just for the reasons I explained. Hey, you get to, but see, now you got to remember, Randy, not all travel agents travel with their groups.
Right, exactly. That's why I wonder if your situation, makes it a little different because of the way you do it versus the other companies. I mean, everything I've seen you do and heard that you do for the cruisers seems like you go way out of your way sometimes.
Oh, we do. We go above and beyond. We try and do as much as we can for them. We try and, that's like, when I work on the hotels, I'll spend, and Chrissy can tell you, I spent multiple days trying to find something in Fort Lauderdale. I mean, the rates down there, because not only are we going to be there, and it's a pretty big cruise port, but there's a huge medical convention. And I was calling places like the Embassy Suites, and I like the Embassy Suites because it's a nice hotel, nice breakfast. They've got a 2-hour cocktail party that you get to drink for free, basically, every evening. But they were wanting $289, $300 a night.
Wow.
And not everybody's a doctor.
In fact, somebody actually called me and said, can you get me a room at the hotel for your rate? Because I called and tried to book it, and it's over $300 a night. So I just said, sure, we'll just email it down and we'll book it for you.
See, so you go out of your way. all the time you spend on the phone, all the things you'd go through to make it, get the money set up, organized, straightened out, and then you get the unappreciative.
Yeah, I mean, we do everything we can. You know, I know hotels aren't cheap, especially that time of year. You're in southern Florida. It's peak season for them. Yeah, you know, they're getting a premium for their hotels. And then they have a huge medical convention on top of it, which has gobbled up a ton of the hotel rooms.
Oh, I bet.
So, no, I just think everybody just you know, treat the hotel staff good. You know, when we get off the ship, if you're going back to the hotel, don't rush. Take your time. There's no hurry. You know, I sit there. We are basically, in fact, Laura White, there was Larry, there was Chrissy, there was me. There was a handful of us just got back from Bermuda. We were literally probably the last 10 people to walk off that ship.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that before about taking your time.
Yeah. All I'm doing is going back to the hotel and waiting on a room. So there's no rush. Enjoy breakfast. Spend as much time on the ship as you can. Watch everybody leave. And when I say let's go, we're the last ones to go. We just, you know, we grab our stuff and take our time and get off the ship.
Well, hopefully you guys all know out there, I mean, we put it on our website, that any shirts that you buy for the cruise, they will be delivered to your house. They won't be coming in a swag bag, which I'm half glad about, because there was last year somebody that said that they didn't receive the shirt. And we've seen so many people in and out those bags. You know, there's actually a video out there of people in and out the different bags. So, you know, you can't tell whether somebody's been in there and taken one of the shirts out, you know, for themselves. But someone did come up to us and say that one of the shirts wasn't in the bag, when we know that they were. You know, we was all up there in that hotel room and we all checked through that. Well, I know you didn't check through the list, but Mrs. Dave and Randy was going through that list with us. And
oh, no, the wife, Mark State's wife, and Letitia Robinson, those three, those were troopers. They spent about 4 hours putting all those bags together in that hotel room. I mean, that was an undertaking for them.
yeah, so it's a bit.
You know, and we're only human. Mistakes happen. I mean, it's just natural, you know.
Yeah, it's just a bit disappointing that people were sort of going through people's bags. So I'm glad that they're going, you know, that the shirts and stuff are going out separately, you know.
Yep. Like I said, you know, mistakes happen, you know.
Yes.
And I just, you know, it's like these cancellations, heaven forbid, like I said, I hope we don't forget a hotel, but the odds are we are. But you know what? Call me when I get home. Don't go on Facebook. Chew my back. Scream up one side, down the other. You know, I can try and resolve it when I get home. I can't, you know, do nothing in transit.
Yeah, and I'm not, by the way, I'm not actually saying that people were actually stealing shirts out of the bags, by the way. You know, I think, you know, it could have been people just going in the bags and looking for one their size, thinking that that's what you do, you know. I'm not saying people were actually taking them, stealing them, sort of thing. But yeah, I thought that was a bit harsh. You know, everybody come back from that cruise and everybody was slamming you and posting over Facebook, and you know, nobody actually had the thought to even call you and speak to you about it first. You know, they just slammed you. I thought that was really bad.
I didn't get one call regarding it.
It's easier to
notice. I didn't even comment. I just stayed all out of Facebook during the whole time, and I dealt with it when I got back home. Then when I got home, I was so damn sick, I didn't even want to deal with it, but I dealt with it.
Yeah. And Joseph's asking in the chat room, if I can just find his post, can you book a cruise that isn't a group cruise through you guys? So do you only do group cruises, or can you just book a cruise through you?
Oh, just an individual? Yeah, you can book it.
Through you?
Yeah. We've got several that we've got doing individuals.
Mm.
Yeah, we've got one guy, he's on our cruise in February, but he gave his son, and his son and daughter-in-law just got married, and we're doing weekly payments on a cruise for his son for, I think it's next September out of New York. Yeah, it's just an individual booking. Yeah, we do individuals, and we do, we just don't do the groups. I mean, in fact, I encourage everybody to call me. I'd rather have the paycheck than Carnival keep it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah,
Karen said, "What is cruise crud?"
What is what?
Karen said, "What is cruise crud?" Now, I had a few thoughts about this cruise crud thing, but yeah. Anyway, explain what is cruise crud.
Cruise clip.
Crud.
Crud.
Cruise crud.
Yes.
Oh, basically, it's called neurovirus. Mm-hmm. Millions and millions of people get it every year. But you only hear about it on a cruise ship when it happens.
Well,
heaven forbid 200 people get sick. And basically what it is, you're in a confined space. You're with 4,000 people. We encourage everybody to wash their hands a lot. A lot of people blame it on the water, but I don't know. But this past year, I know probably half of our group got off that ship, and we were all pretty sick. I mean, respiratory, nobody throwing up, but I had fever, I had chills, respiratory cough. Larry had it. Larry made 2 trips to the VA. I made a trip to the doctor. I think the wife even broke down and went to the doctor because she was sick.
Well,
it's just respiratory. It's just chance you get it.
Well, these, by the sounds of it, the way people were talking at the time was that it was something that got passed from person to person, and there was quite a few people that didn't show any symptoms until maybe 2 weeks after they got back from the cruise. So I was like half thinking to myself, what if somebody had gone on, if that took them, like some people, 2 weeks after they got home from the cruise to show any signs and symptoms? That could be something, a bug that somebody actually took on this ship with them. They could have had it someone could have had that maybe a week before the cruise. And, they thought they were over it. Or sometimes people won't, they'll go on the cruise knowing that they've got a bug, but they just don't want to miss out on it, and when everybody gets sick, it's...
See, I thought outside of the box this year. When I went to the doctor and he put me on antibiotics, he put me on a 5-day Z-Pack, which they worked pretty good on me. And I should have bought some when I was in Belize, but I didn't. But I have a refill on it. Well, guess who's still got the refill sitting in the cabinet? I do. The pills are there in case I need them when we come home in February. Yeah. And that's the first time I've gotten sick. It's been several years since I've gotten sick from a cruise. But, yeah, it doesn't happen every time. But, man, this last year, yeah, a lot of us got sick.
Yeah, so you can't really know 100% that it was the cruise or that it wasn't the cruise.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, you're spending so much time with so many different people. You're shaking hands. I mean, everybody's hugging, and yeah, you just don't know.
And people share drinks. Oh, let me try that.
Oh no, I don't share drinks.
Yeah, but a lot of people do, don't they? Especially when they've had a lot to drink. They share drinks. Hey, let me try that. And finger buffet food. So many people as well. They go in the swimming pool. Sorry, they go to the toilet, then they go to the swimming pool, and a lot of kids, they don't wash their hands, they're like, oh, my hands will get clean in the swimming pool, and then they're putting germs in the swimming pool, and, it's so easy to happen.
Well, you got to look at it like this. Those of us that live in a northern environment, February, we're usually leaving, and it could be 0 out. In fact, when we drove down this past February, that's when one of those big cold fronts was coming through, and it was like 20 below the wind chill. So here we are, we're leaving Ohio. 12 hours later, we're in New Orleans. We're stripping our clothes off, and we're in shorts and T-shirts. And then a day after that, we're on a ship in air conditioning.
Grandma told you to always wear your coat.
Yeah. But no, and then you're out, and then the next day, you're out in 80-degree Caribbean waters. And then you turn around and reverse the whole cycle and come back to 0 degree weather, back to the furnace being on. And I do think that affects people.
Yes.
Of course it does, regardless of what anybody tells you. I still say Grandma was right. Keep your coat on and put a hat on.
Keep your lid covered up, right, Randy?
That's right. Tarp that load, baby.
She just didn't tell you what head to cover, right?
I never listen well anyways.
Hey, Dave, how long is your football still on for?
About an hour and a half.
Oh, I'm not keeping you on for another hour and a half. You're boring me now. We're gonna get some tunes on.
All right. Well, I guess we'll talk to you guys next Sunday.
All right, Dave.
And
bye.
We'll see everybody. Those that are going on the cruise in 3 weeks, we'll see them on board.
All right, man. Thank you very much, Mr. Dave. It was a pleasure.
Bye to me.
Bye to me.
Rock out with your cock out.
I think we should go out there and fuck all the people we never fucked. Let's just rock out with our cocks out.
The Yanki and the Brit Show.
What if I don't want to rock out with my cock out?
On RTM Radio. Twofer on the RTM Radio
from Dalby,
Network.
England and North Texas, it's Random Man and Donna on the RTM Country Saturday night. Hope you're here to have a good time. Tonight, joining us will be Lorna Scott, Brenda, Crystal, Patricia Hunter, Gracie might be here, Linda, Marty, Danny, Spreaker Daddy, Eric, Granny Engel, Penny, Joshua, Jib Jab, Brandon, Truck You, Patty, Michelle may be by for a two-step or two, Sandy Fisher, Dale Ho, Christine Lewis, Beach Bum and Kathy, and all of the Saturday Night Country Gang, right here live from Texas. It's Saturday night.
I was born in Louisiana, down on the...
Well, that's what you get when you leave the con to a woman. I sure love you, but my God, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, stay out of here.
That's the bloody Spreaker's problem. You know when
It says right there, open, Saturday night opening.
Yes, you can see that there, but you can't see it when you're searching for the songs.
That's why you open them over here and read the rest of it first, and then if you don't want it, you close it and get rid of it.
And it doesn't really say much there either. It doesn't tell you this Saturday Night Live thing, does it there?
All the little tricks of the trade.
Yeah, because you click on them all the time. It's your fault for not getting rid of them when they've been played.
I see where this shit's going.
You need to take a screenshot of that and show these
Why
guys
don't you
what
screenshot
you see.
this? Let's just get over here and do the request. Joe Nichols. Tequila makes her brains fall out.
Yes, sir.
Grandma, you have a safe trip. I promise you, nothing crazy. No craziness. Be careful. Wear your seatbelt. Place is taken care of. Thank you, Grandma.
Join SS Cruises as we once again present the Truckers Gone Wild Cruise. We'll sail on the beautiful Carnival Glory from the bustling city of Miami, Florida. The Glory will take us to the incredible ports of St. Thomas, San Juan, Amber Cove, Dominican Republic, and Grand Turk. Soak in the sunny, serene rhythms of the Eastern Caribbean's beautiful sun-dappled islands. A Carnival cruise to the Eastern Caribbean sails to some of the region's most storied isles, each ringed by rainbow-hued coral gardens. Dig your feet into the silky sand, float in azure seas, and let your cares melt away in the Eastern Caribbean. An initial non-refundable reservation of $50 per person is due by June 14th, 2016. And note, this is just a reservation. To receive a cabin assignment, full deposit will be required. A full deposit of $250 per person is due by September 14th, 2016. Final payment is due by December 5th, 2016. We hope to see you on board. Who writes that shit anyways? Azure Seas. Come on, that's getting a little thick for this bunch.
You gotta ask yourself one question. Do you know who you're listening to? Punk? Well, do ya?
RTM Radio.
Well, if you're going on a cruise, I guess you got yourself 2 tickets to paradise. With the Yanki and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network. 927, baby. Let's rock it out. Def Leppard, Rocket, yeah. Yankee and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network. Let me remind you that the JBC charity is only 15 days away from its cutoff for Wreaths Across America campaign. Honor a veteran by placing a wreath. For every 2 wreaths bought, 1 is donated. 100% tax deductible, and you'll get a receipt at the time of checkout.
And you get a chance to win a Afghan, which is being made by Leanne Wilson. I think that's her name.
I believe you're correct.
Now, I didn't know what an Afghan was when I first got one.
They're them idiots with the towels on their head that keep wanting to kill people.
Yeah. So you can either have that or you can have like a blanket type thing.
Some crazy shit.
Yeah, we had some by Patricia Hunter. She made one for me and one for Randy. They're pretty damn
Very
cool.
nice, boy. I nap in the chair with them all the time.
Yes. And
Thanks,
I
Patricia.
love it.
They're really nice, too.
Yes.
And they smelled great for the longest time.
Oh, Mouth wants to hear Pontoon. Are you talking my version or are you talking the real version? I'm sure you don't want to hear my dulcet tones, not on a Sunday night.
How do you know what people want to hear?
All right, play anything then.
All right, then we'll play Pontoon. How's that sound?
On the pontoon.
Jumping off the back, don't act like you don't want to. Is that how it goes? I don't even remember now. It's been so long since I've heard
Something like that.
Don used to request that. Was it Don that always wanted to hear that?
Don Schmidt requested
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, we'll play it and they can sing along. It's Donna and Pontoon on the RTM Radio Network. About 18 minutes away from closing time. Drink 'em up.
Back this head, jump into the water. Untie all the cables and rope. Step into the AstroTurf. Get yourself a boozy, let's go. Who said anything about skiing? Floating is all I wanna do. You can climb the ladder, just don't rock the boat while I barbecue. On the pontoon, making waves and catching rays upon the roof. Jumping at the back, don't act like you don't want to. Party in slow motion, out here in the open, motorboating. Reach your hand down into the cooler. Don't drink it if the mountains are blue. Try to keep it steady as you recline on your back in a tube. Pontoon, making waves and catching rays upon the roof. Jumping at the back, don't act like you don't want to. Party in slow motion, out here in the open, motorboating. Mile an hour with aluminum side, wood paneling with a water slide. Can't beat the heat, so let's take a ride. On the pontoon, making waves and catching rays upon the roof. Jumping at the back, don't act like you don't want to. Party in slow motion, out here in the open, motorboating. Back this hitch out into the water on the pontoon.
Hi, this is Brad James. You're listening to the Yankee and the Brit on the Lido Lounge Sunday edition.
Dawkins, Unchain the Nights. Yankee and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network, 9:57. 2 minutes and 30 seconds away from closing time. Drink 'em up, gotta have 'em. Hey,
Larry said it's one hell of a good show.
Well, thank you, Larry.
We will make sure that the next one beats this one, won't we?
How do we do that?
I don't know, but it's always better.
It always
according
is.
to Larry.
That's right. And thank you all very much for coming by. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Spread the word, please. Share the page. Always nice to have you come around and say hey. Thank you, everybody. I'm not even going to go through the names. Hello, Jane. Jean Harlow. I forgot to say hello to her. Is she still here?
Darren said, wait, yeah, she just said bye. She just come in the chat. Darren said, call me Joe. So I'm like, hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? I asked him that once, and he's like, what are you talking about? I thought he was a Hendrix fan. Didn't think I was going to have to explain it.
Now then, does anybody know what Harry Burke talks about on his show? But whenever he talks about Grayson County, he always says something like, Larry shut the door. You guys in the chat room, tell me what the hell he's talking about, because I have no idea.
You better make it quick, because you only got about a minute left.
Do it now!
You're not going to get your answers. You can keep talking in the... Well, you can keep talking in the chat even after the show ends, so I guess it doesn't matter.
But we've got to watch You-Know-What, haven't we?
So we are. As soon as my French fries are done. I got meat them French fries cooking in the deep fryer, and I'm going to have meat them French fries. Don't mind. I want my French fries. Oh, everybody take care now. Good night. We'll see you Wednesday for the BT 30 Spotlight. And don't forget Thursday at 4 p.m. we got Truckin' Roundup. We got to go. Say goodnight, Donna.
Night, Donna.
Good night, everybody.
You've been listening to The Rand the Man Show, coming to you live from deep in the heart of Texas.
You cursed brat! Look what you've done! I'm melting! Melting! Oh, what a world! What a world! Who thought a good little girl like you could destroy my beautiful wickedness? Ah, look out! Look out! I'm going!
Good night, Tim.